What's up, everybody? I'm Captain Spandex, and we're doing something a little bit different today. We are trying out some trivia. This is my first stream for trivia. I'm trying to figure out how to get better backgrounds for this and everything. So this is a rough draft of how trivia is going to go going forward, if I go forward. Yeah, I wanted to try to get, I was debating what I should put in the background. I wanted to get my questions on the Word document up there, but for some reason it's not appearing properly. So you guys can actually see the questions. So that's something I'm going to have to work on. But I told people I'm streaming this at 7 p.m. and doggone it, I'm sticking to it. Alright, so let's start off here. This is general knowledge, a little backstory. I'm a host. I do bar trivia. I've been doing it almost 7 years, and I do it 6 nights a week now, so I feel like I can maybe do some of this. I got thousands of questions, so I'm just gonna pick some out from here and there. Let's just start off, won't we? Alright, let's start off. What should we start off with? Let's start off with geography, a little US geography. Is it 7 o'clock yet? Pretty much. Okay. And this is just for fun. It's not going to be any money or anything. Maybe eventually, if people watch it, we'll do something like that. But it's kind of hard to counteract cheaters. Obviously, you can look it up and everything. So this, don't look it up, you know? All right. So other than Florida, which U.S. state bordering the Atlantic Ocean extends the farthest west? And we're not counting the Gulf of Mexico here. This is strictly the Atlantic Ocean proper. So other than Florida, which U.S. state bordering the Atlantic Ocean extends the farthest west? Which U.S. state? Farthest west, not counting the Gulf of Mexico. All right. And meanwhile, I may try to tinker around with these settings a little bit. But yeah, again, which other than Florida, which U.S. state bordering the Atlantic Ocean extends the farthest west? Not counting the Gulf of Mexico. All right, let's see here. Pull up some other questions. And I'm going to add some music in there. I'm going to do a lot of other stuff to make it interesting. This is just rough draft. See how it goes. Not sure if people will be into this. I normally do video game Let's Plays, but I want to mix it up. Okay. So, other than Florida, excluding the Gulf of Mexico, which U.S. state bordering the Atlantic Ocean extends the farthest west? Georgia. That'd be Georgia. Okay. And I may repeat some of these if people come into chat. Alright, let's do some capital punishment. That's pretty grim, huh? On August 6th, 1890, William Kemmler became the first prisoner to be executed by what method? 1890, the 6th of August, William Kemmler became the first prisoner to be executed by what method? $1890. Again, I may tinker with trying to get the background, get it to my Word document. I could try. Right. Also got my guitar. I can play a little bit of that. So, oopsie. Okay. August 6, 1890, William Kemmler became the first prisoner to be executed by what method? Electric chair. That would be electric chair. Electric chair. Alright, let's do some comic book movies. This one's for the nerds. As revealed in a much hyped trailer released December 2018. What is the subtitle of the new Avengers film scheduled for release in April 2019? These questions I picked from a couple months ago, so it didn't come out yet, right? I'm kind of sick of comic book movies, although I do want to see that. But anyway, it was revealed in a much hyped trailer released December 2018. What is the subtitle of the new Avengers film scheduled for release April 2019? The subtitle, new Avengers film. And normally when I do bar trivia, I play music, but I can't. I don't think I'm gonna get copyright struck if I play licensed music. So, okay, let's get up another question here. While we're doing that, okay. Last call, revealed in a trailer, December 2018. What is the subtitle of the new Avengers film scheduled for release in April of this year? End Game. That's End Game. End Game. All right, let's do the Greek alphabet. What is the last letter of the Greek alphabet? The last letter, the name of it. Not the symbol or whatever. What is the last letter of the Greek alphabet? Last letter of the Greek alphabet. Last letter of the Greek alphabet, the name of it. Last letter of the Greek alphabet. Tune my guitar a little bit. Last letter of the Greek alphabet is Omega. Omega. It's just an O, basically. Omega. All right. Let's go with toys. Cobra, or Cobra Command, is the fictional nemesis of what group of Hasbro action figures? Cobra, or Cobra Command, is the fictional nemesis of what group of Hasbro action figures? Hasbro action figures, fictional nemesis of what group? It is Cobra or Cobra Command. What group of Hasbro action figures? Cobra. Cobra Command is the fictional nemesis of what group of Hasbro action figures? G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe. Alright, let's do some Monty Python. I will do some sports in there too. I don't know how many people will be interested in sports, but we got them. In a classic Monty Python sketch, John Cleese is a theater snack vendor attempting to sell what type of bird as a snack? It is a classic Monty Python sketch. John Cleese is a theater snack vendor attempting to sell what type of bird as a snack? Again, this is a rough draft of how it's gonna go. I definitely need to add more stuff in the background, more music. I may even write some songs, fleshed out with drums and everything. I want to go all out eventually. But anyway, Classic Monty Python sketch. John Cleese is a theater snack vendor attempting to sell what type of bird as a snack? Albatross. Albatross. Classic. All right, let's go with musicals. Not my thing, but maybe you're into it. What 1978 musical marked Andrew Lloyd Webber's last major collaboration with Tim Rice? It's a 1978 musical. It's a big one. I've heard of it. I don't know anything about musicals, but 1978 musical marked Andrew Lloyd Webber's last major collaboration with Tim Rice. (1978) Andrew Lloyd Webber last major collaboration with Tim Rice. There may have been some other weird offshoots. I got my espresso too. Gotta have my espresso. The show don't go on if Captain Spanish does not get his espresso. And let's read off another question while we're waiting. So, lakes by surface area. What is the largest lake in the U.S. which does not border Michigan or Canada? Again, this is by surface area, not by volume. By surface area, what is the largest lake in the United States which does not border Michigan or Canada? Does not border Michigan or Canada. Largest lake, surface area. And we'll go back to musicals. 1978 musical marked Andrew Lloyd Webber's last major collaboration with Tim Rice. Evita. Evita. That's the one with Don't Cry for Me, Argentina, right? I don't know anything about musicals. Argentina is the last collaboration. There. Okay. And then lakes. Well, let's read another one while we're waiting for lakes to come in. Cities. What third most populous city in Florida's Panhandle is also the name of a Central American capital? Same name. It's the third most populous city. It's in Florida's Panhandle. And it's also the name of a Central American capital. Third most populous city in Florida's Panhandle. And we'll go back to lakes by surface area. What is the largest lake in the U.S. which does not border Michigan or Canada? It's actually the Great Salt Lake. That's in Utah. Great Salt Lake in Utah. Okay, still waiting on the third most populous city in Florida's Panhandle. It's also the name of Central American capital. We'll ask about film debuts as the category. In 1994, at the age of 6, Haley Joel Osment made his feature film debut as what title character's son? This is a title character, which means their name is either part of, if not the entire name of the movie. Either or, it's still titled. But anyway, 1994, at the age of 6, Haley Joel Osment made his feature film debut as what title character's son? He was playing a title character's son. 1994, he was 6. Major feature film debut, anyway. Haley Joel Osment. We'll go back to city. Third most populous city in Florida's Panhandle is also the name of a Central American capital. Panama City. Panama City. Panama City. Panama City. And then going back. Where is it? Film debuts. Yes. In 1994, at the age of 6, Haley Joel Osment made his feature film debut as what title character's son? Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump's son. Hell of a movie. Come on. Great movie. All right, let's do some sports. Soccer. This is a 50-50 shot here in soccer, or association football, as you may call it. Can a player score a goal directly from a throw-in? Goes right into the goal. In soccer, can a player score a goal, yes or no, directly from a throw-in? A throw-in right into the goal. Is that allowed in soccer? Again, so yes, it is allowed, or no, it isn't. Soccer, can a player score a goal directly from a throw-in? Okay. Yep, we're still live. Cool. We'll go to another question while we're waiting. This is a geography question. If you left the southernmost tip of Greenland and traveled directly south, what would be the next country you'd reach? You're at the southernmost tip of Greenland. You travel directly south. What would be the next country you'd reach? And this is going, I assume, by the Mercator projection, not the Gall-Peters. So basically, the map that we all accept as reality, even though it's not really real, Mercator projection. Gall-Peters is kind of that more accurate map, but we don't use that anyway. Southernmost tip of Greenland, travel directly south. The next country you'd reach would be what? Yeah, and let's do soccer rules. Let's knock that out. In soccer, can a player score a goal directly from a throw-in? No, it's not allowed. Neither goal side can they do that. Let's do another sports question. Major League Baseball history is the category. By number of innings, within one plus or minus, so you have a little within one plus or minus number of innings, how long was the longest Major League Baseball game in history? This is going by innings within one plus or minus. So if the answer is 9, which is not, and you guessed 8, you'd get it because you're within 1. Or if you guessed 10, you'd get it. So by number of innings within 1, how long was the longest Major League Baseball game in history? And I will tell you, it's a long time ago. It happened in 1920. Okay. All right, and what are we at? Geography. So if you left the southernmost tip of Greenland, traveled directly south, next country you'd reach? Brazil, actually. You'd reach Brazil. Brazil, directly south from Greenland, the southernmost tip of Greenland. Let's do organizations regulating international goods and services and intellectual property. What do the letters in the intergovernmental body WTO stand for? They regulate international goods and services and IP, intellectual property. What do the letters, you got to get it all right for it to count, in the intergovernmental body WTO stand for? William Thomas Olivia, WTO. Stands for what? And we'll go back to Major League Baseball history. It's by number of innings within 1. How long was the longest Major League Baseball game in history? 26. 26 innings. 1920, what is that, May 1st? Boston Braves versus the Brooklyn Robins, and it ended in a tie. They were like, we give up. We don't want to play anymore. Just going to mute this while I snack. Okay, I know it's very quiet. I'm going to definitely add music, but this might be good for, having it in the background, podcast, something like that. All right. Have it in the background. A little bit of trivia while you're doing stuff, while you're on the train or at home doing homework. So let's go back to organizations regulating international goods and services and intellectual property. What do the letters in an intergovernmental body WTO stand for? World Trade Organization. World Trade Organization. Okay. Do a little bit of tourism. Category is tourism. The famous tourist attraction known as the La Brea Tar Pits is located in which U.S. city? It is a famous tourist attraction known as the La Brea Tar Pits. And that is located in which U.S. city? Which U.S. city? La Brea Tar Pits. It's a tourist attraction. And then while you're doing that, let's go over to top 10 songs is the category. Top 10 songs. What 2018 top 10 hit by Nicki Minaj is named after a character from the Street Fighter video games? It's a 2018 top 10 hit by Nicki Minaj that is named after a character from the Street Fighter video games. The same, the title is the same as a character from Street Fighter video games. At least some of them, maybe all of them. Certainly more than one, for sure. Could be all of them. I'm not going to tell you that. 2018 top 10 hit by Nicki Minaj, named after a character from Street Fighter video games. Okay. While you're doing that, let's go back over to tourism. The famous tourist attraction known as the La Brea Tar Pits is located in which U.S. city? Los Angeles. Yes, Los Angeles. They found like a mammoth skeleton near there not too long ago. Yep, La Brea Tar Pits. Let's go back to another movie question. Category is movies. In the 2007 film Juno, good movie, Michael Cera's character participates in what sport in high school? 2007 film Juno, good movie. Not great, good. Michael Cera's character participates in what sport in high school? Juno, Michael Cera's character participates in what sport in high school? And let's go back to top 10 songs. What 2018 top 10 hit by Nicki Minaj is named after a character from the Street Fighter video games? Chun-Li. Chun-Li. I think she's been in most of them. I don't think she was in the very first one, but I think probably all of them since then. Chun-Li. Probably my second favorite character. Ken's my favorite character, because he can do everything that Ryu can do, but with better hair. Alright, and then we're going to go over to a tiebreaker question. The way these work is that whenever teams are tied at the end of the night in the top 3 for prizes, we do a tiebreaker, right? And it's basically whoever gets closest will take whatever they're tied for. So if they're tied for second, the closest answer will take second. It doesn't matter if you go over, it's not Price is Right. But we're going to do it, just take a wild guess and, maybe you'll get close to it. It's kind of impossible to know. And it's not impossible, but it's Okay. So holidays is the category. In what year was Christmas declared a federal holiday in the U.S.? In what year? See how close you can get. Obviously, this is kind of impossible to know exactly, but how close can you get? In what year was Christmas declared a federal holiday in the U.S.? What year? See how close you can get. Obviously, that's crazy to know the exact answer, but it's fun to see how close you can get. All right. Back to movies. In a 2007 film, Juno, what Michael Cera's character participates in what sport in high school? Track. That would be track or cross country. Track or cross country. Okay. And let's go with the holidays one, and also pull up some more stuff. Okay. In what year was Christmas declared a federal holiday in the U.S.? 1870. 1870. All right, let's do this one. Category is Cinderella. According to Charles Perrault's version of the fairy tale, what is Cinderella's lost slipper made of? This is according to Charles Perrault's version of the fairy tale. What is Cinderella's lost slipper made of? Lost slipper made of. Let's go over to U.S. currency. What nickname for a U.S. dollar originated during the Civil War because of the color of the newly printed money used to finance the Union effort? This is a very antiquated nickname, but I use it sometimes for funsies. Anyway, it's a nickname for a U.S. dollar that originated during the Civil War because of the color of the newly printed money used to finance the Union effort. Okay, let's go back to Cinderella. According to Charles Perrault's version of the fairy tale, what is Cinderella's lost slipper made of? Glass. Yeah, it'd be glass. All right, let's go over to celebrities. Big fan of this person. Big fan, especially back in the day. But anyway, what radio personality's 1993 autobiography called Private Parts was eventually turned into a theatrically released movie starring him? Great movie. It's a radio personality whose 1993 autobiography, Private Parts, was eventually turned into a theatrically released movie starring him. (1993) autobiography, Private Parts, eventually turned into a movie starring him in the theaters. Let's go back to U.S. currency. What nickname for a U.S. dollar originated during the Civil War because of the color of the newly printed money used to finance the Union effort? Greenbacks. They're greenback. It's an antiquated term for money, but it's still fun. Okay. Let's do in the news. Not in the nude, in the news. In a controversial decision, in a controversial decision in December 2017, the FCC voted to repeal the rules of what web-related regulatory policy, abbreviated NN. Nancy. So in a controversial decision, that was December 2017, the FCC voted to repeal the rules of what web-related regulatory policy, and the hint is it's abbreviated NN. It's web-related regulatory policy, abbreviated NN. Let's go back to celebrities. What radio personality's 1993 autobiography, Private Parts, was eventually turned into a theatrically released movie starring him? Howard Stern. Howie. Huge fan of old school Howard Stern. He gets a lot of crap, but he's great. All right. Let's go over to presidential pardons. Kind of a hot topic right now, but in January 1977, in one of his first acts as U.S. president, Jimmy Carter pardoned what group of over 100,000 people? By the way, Jimmy Carter is now our oldest living president. But anyway, January 1977, in one of his first acts as U.S. president, Jimmy Carter pardoned what group of over 100,000 people? Pardon over 100,000. Let's go to another question while we're at it. We got universities. What Ivy League university is located in Connecticut? It's an Ivy League university, and it is located in Connecticut. So you got 3 questions there for you. You got this, the news stories, the presidential pardons, and universities. All right, let's get some answers here. In the news, in a controversial decision in December 2017, the FCC voted to repeal the rules of what web-related regulatory policy, abbreviated NN, net neutrality. Net neutrality, it's a hot topic even still. Rightfully so, I'd argue. Then we got presidential pardons. In January 1977, in one of his first acts as U.S. president, Jimmy Carter pardoned what group of over 100,000 people? Vietnam War draft dodgers. Pardon draft dodgers. And then universities. What Ivy League university is located in Connecticut? Yale. That'd be Yale. All right, let's move over to a halftime question. The way this works when we normally do it is that you can take multiple guesses and you accrue points for each correct guess. So I won't go into how it all details work. That's basically it. So this one you could take 4 guesses. 4 guesses. And you'd get a certain amount of points for each correct guess. And you don't minus any for wrong answers. But anyway, category is pizza. Pizza. So according to a 2016 Harris poll, it's a couple years old, but I doubt it's changed. 2016 Harris poll, name the 4 most popular pizza toppings in the United States, other than plain cheese, which was ranked number 4. Interestingly enough. But anyway, according to a 2016 Harris poll, name the 4 in no particular order most popular pizza toppings in the United States, other than plain cheese, which was ranked perplexingly as number 4. You'd think like cheese would be number 1. You gotta have cheese, but okay. Name the 4 most popular pizza toppings. Give you a little extra bit of time for this. Right, Ginger? 4 most popular pizza toppings in the United States. This is a 2016 Harris poll, other than plain cheese, which was ranked number 4. Going to, let me move this up a little bit. Oh, jeez. Okay. According to a 2016 Harris poll, named for the 4 most popular pizza toppings in the United States other than plain cheese, which ranked number 4. Well, number 1's pepperoni. I think everybody kind of knew that. Number 2, sausage. That's my favorite. Number 3 is mushroom, actually. And number 4 is onion, interestingly enough. I don't think I agree with that, but pepperoni, sausage, mushroom, and onion. After that's bacon, then olive, then ham, then pineapple, ooh, and then pepper. I think they mean green pepper, which is me. I'm a sausage and pepper kind of guy through and through, but pepperoni, sausage, mushroom, and onion. Most popular pizza toppings in the United States. 2016 at least. I doubt it's changed, but maybe. Okay, let's go to another movie question. In 1994 movies is the category. Very specific. 1994. In what 1994 film was Christian Slater cast in his role after the original actor River Phoenix died? Died too young, River Phoenix, great actor. But anyway, in what 1994 film was Christian Slater cast in his role after the original actor River Phoenix died? And let's move over to science, the favorite category of my bar trivias. I don't know if you guys will be into it, but what elemental metal is what makes stainless steel stainless? It's an element and it's a metal. The name of it, not the symbol, is elemental metal is what makes stainless steel stainless. And we'll move over to history as well, third question. Let's see here. In 1900, the year, the United States announced a policy dubbed the Open Door Policy, which promoted trade with what country? It's called the Open Door Policy. It was in 1900. The United States announced a policy dubbed the Open Door Policy, which promoted trade with what country? Okay. Going back to 1994 movies, in what 1994 film was Christian Slater cast in his role after the original actor River Phoenix died? Interview with the Vampire. That'd be Interview with the Vampire. Okay. Okay, going back to science. What elemental metal is what makes stainless steel stainless? Chromium. That'd be chromium. That's what makes stainless steel stainless. Let me go to history. 1900, the United States announced a policy dubbed the Open Door Policy, which promoted trade with what country? China. That'd be China. Okay, let's go to musical instruments. While most standard trumpets have 3 valves, a piccolo trumpet has how many? Most trumpets, most standard trumpets, there are obviously modifications you can make, but most standard trumpets have 3 valves. That notwithstanding, a piccolo trumpet has how many? How many valves? Creaky chair. How many valves for a piccolo trumpet? Let's move over to NFL rules. Let's go back here, why don't we? So I'm not constantly trying to look at the camera. Okay. Since 2015 in the NFL, the line of scrimmage is on what yard line for an extra point kicking attempt? following a touchdown. Extra point kicking attempt following a touchdown. Since 2015 in the NFL, the line of scrimmage is on what yard line when going for the extra point kicking attempt following a touchdown? What yard line? Since 2015. And then we'll go to our third question of the round. South Park's the category. One of my favorite shows ever. Which character on South Park has parents named Randy and Sharon? Yeah, it's a character on South Park that has parents named Randy and Sharon. Randy's one of my favorite characters. He's great. What's up, man? What's going on? I'm still working out. I'm gonna have better stuff in the background, but this is just all. This is just temporary. Just rough draft. Figure I've been craving to do some trivia, and people can always catch the archive. Okay, so back to musical instruments. Most standard trumpets have 3 valves, right? But a piccolo trumpet has how many valves? Piccolo trumpet has 4 valves. And then going back to NFL rules, since 2015 in the NFL, the line of scrimmage is on what yard line for an extra point kicking attempt following a touchdown? What yard line? Extra point? 15-yard lines. Now, it's 15-yard lines since 2015. And then back to South Park. Which character on South Park has parents named Randy and Sharon? That's Stan. Stan. All right, let's see here. Let's go to the category is Office Space. The movie Office Space. Great movie, by the way. What is the name of the restaurant where Jennifer Aniston character works in the 1999 film Office Space? It's the character... it's the one where she needs all the flair. What is the name of the restaurant where Jennifer Aniston's character works in the 1999 film Office Space? It's the name of that restaurant where she never has enough flair and the manager's never happy with her. We all know the feels. And then while we're thinking about that, let's go over to what would normally be the final question. This would be the toughest question of the night typically. Category is popes. Popes. So becoming pope in 533 AD. The man who would be known as John II became the first pope to do what upon being elected pope? First pope. It's now, I think, common practice. I mean, I'm not really a religious person, but I think it's pretty common practice. But becoming pope in 533 AD, the man who would be known as John II became the first pope to do what upon being elected pope? All right, and the third question of the round. Let's do 2017 songs. What 2017 hit by DJ Khaled featuring Rihanna samples the #1 Santana hit Maria Maria? It is a 2017 hit by DJ Khaled, and it features Rihanna. That samples the #1 Santana hit Maria Maria. 2017 hit featuring Rihanna. All right. While we're thinking about that, let's go back to Office Space. Jennifer Aniston characters works at what restaurant in the awesome 1999 film Office Space? Tchotchkes. Tchotchkes. Which, if you're familiar, tchotchkes is also another word for bric-a-brac or for, I'm trying to think what else you could, like basically crap, like knickknacks that you have that you don't really need. They're tchotchkes. You have them laying around the house and you don't know why. That's what that word means. All right. Popes. Okay. This would be our final question, normally when I do my bar trivia, but becoming pope in 533 AD, the man who would be known as John II became the first pope to do what upon being elected pope? Change his name. Change his name. Popes do it all the time now, but he was the first one to do it. He was born with the name Mercurius, and he changed it because he felt it inappropriate for a pope to be named after a pagan god. So he was born with the name Mercurius, which was based on a pagan god, so he didn't like that. That's why popes change their name now, really, because John II. Okay. And 2017 songs. What 2017 hit by DJ Khaled featuring Rihanna samples the #1 Santana hit Maria? Maria? It's called Wild Thoughts. Wild Thoughts. I have those all the time. Okay. All right, let's go category now. U.S. states. U.S. states. So, what Western state was the first in the United States to ban smoking in restaurants? Yes, there was a time when you could smoke everywhere. Not anymore, though. But what Western state was the first in the U.S. to ban smoking in restaurants? Ban smoking in restaurants. Okay. Next category. Media files. What Apple media file format became the basis for MPEG-4 files? This is an Apple media file format that became the basis for MPEG-4 files. MPEG-4 files. And then let's go to phrases. What familiar phrase is French for good journey? It's a familiar phrase, and it is French for good journey. It's French, but it's very familiar, certainly in America. Okay. Back to smoking bans. What Western state was the first in the United States to ban smoking in restaurants? California. That'd be California. Okay. Media files. What Apple media file format became the basis for MPEG-4 files? QuickTime. That'd be QuickTime. And the last question of the round, what familiar phrase is French for good journey? Bon voyage. Bon voyage. Good journey, it means. All right, let's start the next round. Categories are we got U.S. states, NBA players, and let's go with Roman numerals. Start with U.S. states, though. Memphis, Tennessee, lies close to the borders of which other two states? Need them both here. Memphis, Tennessee, lies close to the borders of which other two states? This would be Memphis. Memphis, Tennessee, lies close to the border. Which other two states? While we're doing that, we'll go to NBA players. This is true or false. Wilt Chamberlain is the only player ever to lead the NBA in scoring, rebounds, and assists in the same year. So that's true he is, or false he is not. Wilt Chamberlain, true or false, is the only player ever to lead the NBA in scoring, rebounds, and assists in the same year. So that's true he is the only, or false he is not the only. Okay. And then Roman numerals, correctly write the number 466 in Roman numerals. I hate Roman numerals myself, but maybe you like it. Correctly write the number 466 in Roman numerals. All right. 466. Let's go back to U.S. states. Memphis, Tennessee lies close to the borders of which two other states? Arkansas and Mississippi. Arkansas and Mississippi. All right. We got NBA players. True or false? Wilt Chamberlain is the only player ever to lead the NBA in scoring, rebounds, and assists in the same year. That's false. In fact, no player has ever led all three categories in the same year. It's never been done yet. That is false. And Roman numerals 466, the way you'd write that out is CDL XVI. CDL XVI. Okay. And let's do a tiebreaker question. Again, these are kind of impossible to know, but it's whoever gets closest will generally get the points. So let's see how close you can get. This category is science. In the average healthy adult human body, about how long does a white blood cell live? And you can provide your own unit of measurement, seconds, minutes, days, years. In the average healthy adult human body, about how long does a white blood cell live? White blood cell lives how long? About. So let's pull up some more stuff. Why don't we? Let's get rid of that. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. All right, average healthy adult human body, about how long does a white blood cell live? 13 days. 13 days. Those are always impossible, those tiebreakers, but they're fun to guess. Okay, here we go. Category for this is public libraries. Public libraries. By number of available materials, excluding the Library of Congress, which city is home to the largest public library system in the United States? This is by number of available materials, which is really what matters, excluding the Library of Congress, of course. Which city is home to the largest public library system in the United States? Which city? Okay. Let's do planets now, a little bit of astronomy. What planet is named for the Roman equivalent of the Greek god Zeus? It's a planet that is named, it's in our solar system, I'll tell you that. Which planet is named for the Roman equivalent of the Greek god Zeus? And then let's do some more science, shall we? Although diluted with water, what type of acid is inside a car battery? In a car battery, what type of acid? It's diluted with water, that notwithstanding, what type of acid is inside a car battery? Back to where was it? Public libraries. By number of available materials, excluding the Library of Congress, which city is home to the largest public library system in the United States? New York City. New York City. Boston is a distant number 2. New York City. Largest public library system. Okay, then we got planets. What planet is named for the Roman equivalent of the Greek god Zeus? Jupiter. That is Jupiter. Okay. And then we got science. It's diluted with water, but what type of acid is inside a car battery? Type of acid inside a car battery, sulfuric acid. That'd be sulfuric acid. All right. Categories now. Let's do some U.S. government. People love it or hate these categories. There's no middle ground. U.S. government. On February 3rd, 2005, Alberto Gonzalez became the first Hispanic appointed to what U.S. cabinet position? February 3rd, 2005, Alberto Gonzalez became the first Hispanic appointed to what U.S. cabinet position? It's a cabinet position. Cabinet position. And we got time zones. How many time zones does Alaska cover? How many time zones does Alaska cover? Alaska covers how many time zones? And then let's go over geography. What is the only country that borders the tiny nation of San Marino? What is the only country that borders the tiny nation of San Marino? Playing some trivia now. We're gonna learn a few things about our Oopsie. All right. U.S. government, February 3rd, 2005. Alberto Gonzalez became the first Hispanic appointed to what U.S. cabinet position? Attorney General. Attorney General. The AG. Then let's go with geography. What is the only country that borders the tiny nation of San Marino? That'd be Italy. Surrounded by Italy, in fact. Oh, time zones. I forgot about that. Time zones. How many time zones does Alaska cover? 2. They got Alaskan Standard and the Hawaii Aleutian Standard Time. Alaska got 2 time zones. All right. Category. We got the equator. Equator. This is multiple choice. Which one of the following countries does the equator pass through? Which one of the following countries does the equator pass through? In alphabetical order, is it Australia, India, Indonesia, or the Philippines? The equator passes through one of these countries and one alone. Which one is it in alphabetical order? You got Australia, India, Indonesia, or the Philippines? And let's go to debut albums. What mathematical symbol provided the title of the major label debut album by Ed Sheeran? Not a big fan myself, but what mathematical symbol provided the title of the major label debut album by Ed Sheeran? It's a mathematical symbol. And then this one's really tough, but see how you can do this. The category is the lottery. The first modern state lottery in the U.S. debuted in 1964. In which New England state? So they at least give you that hint. It is a New England state. Not many of those. But the first modern state lottery in the U.S. The modern lottery. State lottery. 1964 it debuted, and which New England state? Okay, going back to countries. Which one of the following countries does the equator pass through? Is it Australia, India, Indonesia, or the Philippines? Indonesia. It'd be Indonesia. The place I'd like to go most of all of those four. I really want to go to Bali. Looks beautiful. Okay, debut albums. What mathematical symbol provided the title of the major label debut album by Ed Sheeran? Mathematical symbol, Ed Sheeran's major label debut album. It was the title. Plus. The plus symbol, like a cross, but lowercase t. Plus. And then we got a really, well, pretty tough one. You know it's a New England state, so that helps. But the first modern state lottery was in 1964. It debuted in which New England state? New Hampshire. New Hampshire? So what about Bob reference? I can't resist those. All right, let's go to a tiebreaker question. This is kind of impossible to know, but whoever gets closest will get the points. So, category is Billboard Top 200 Albums. Billboard Top 200 Albums. At the end of 2017, at least, this question's a little old, but at the end of 2017, how many non-consecutive weeks, let's look at a hair, non-consecutive weeks, had Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon spent on the Billboard Top 200 Albums chart? Weeks, in weeks, non-consecutive weeks. Doesn't have to be consecutive, but how many, as of the end of 2017, anyway, how many non-consecutive weeks had Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon spent on the Billboard Top 200 Albums chart? A mega album, obviously. I don't have to tell you that. Okay. We're going to do a shorter time for this one and move on to another round of questions. Non-consecutive weeks. How many did Dark Side of the Moon, one of the greatest albums ever made, spend on the Billboard Top 200 Albums chart at least as the end of 2017? How many weeks? 934 freaking weeks, man. That's insane. Animals is my favorite Pink Floyd album. Don't tell anybody. Okay, sorry for the clicking, but this is rough draft trivia time. Okay, you guys ready for some more? Let's do some more. I'm gonna take a 5-minute break. All right. Categories. Let's start with chess. Best game ever made. Chess. What piece on a chessboard can only move on its own color? What piece on a chessboard can only move on its own color? So you know there's black and white color spaces, and whatever color it's on, it can only move on that. What piece? Then let's go over to U.S. cities. When one refers to the Twin Cities in the United States, they are most likely talking about what pair in Minnesota? When one refers to the Twin Cities in the United States, they are most likely talking about what pair? Need them both in Minnesota. Minnesota, eh? Okay, and then we'll go over to movie soundtracks. Movie soundtracks. Okay. What 80s movie gave us the Kenny Loggins top 10 hit Danger Zone? It's an 80s movie that gave us the top 10 Kenny Loggins hit Danger Zone. Okay, make sure we're still live. Yep, okay. All right, let's go back now. So chess. What piece on a chessboard can only move on its own color? That's the bishop. Oh, that's the bishop. I like the bishop. My favorite piece is the knight, besides the queen. The queen is objectively the best piece. Whoop, sorry. Okay. Then we got U.S. cities. When one refers to the twin cities in the United States, they are most likely talking about what pair in Minnesota? Minneapolis and St. Paul. Minneapolis and St. Paul. Okay. Sorry, just getting making sure everything's good with the stream. Hello, hello. Hi. Okay. And then the last one of the round that we asked about was what 80s movie gave us the Kenny Loggins top 10 hit Danger Zone? Top Gun. Top Gun. All right. Next round categories are state history, advertising, and cartoons. All right. Cool. Okay. We'll start with state history. Which U.S. state was an independent republic from 1836 to 1845? 9 years. Which U.S. state was an independent republic from 1836 to 1845? Then we move over to advertising. For what soft drink company was Michael Jackson filming a TV commercial when his hair caught fire? Yeah, this was, you could find this all over still on video. This is crazy. It really caught fire too. But anyway, for what soft drink company was Michael Jackson filming a TV commercial when his hair caught fire? And then we'll go to cartoons. What type of adornment did Pebbles Flintstone wear in her hair? Pebbles Flintstone wore what type of adornment in her hair? All right, back to the first question of the round. State history. Which U.S. state was an independent republic from 1836 to 1845? That'd be Texas. Texas. That's where my X's are. Advertising. For what soft drink company was filming a TV commercial? Michael Jackson filming a TV commercial when his hair caught fire. He was doing it for Pepsi. Pepsi. I believe it was Diet Pepsi specifically, but the company is Pepsi. Pretty sure it's Diet Pepsi was the brand, or the, you know, the independent SKU. Okay. All right, and we got cartoons. What type of adornment did Pebbles Flintstone wear in her hair? A bone. She wore a bone in her hair. Okay. All right. Let's go now. The categories are going to be inventions, science, and politics. Everybody's favorite category. start with inventions. Gunpowder and paper were both invented in what country? Gunpowder and paper. They were both invented in what country? Gunpowder and paper, both invented in what country? And then we got science. This is multiple choice. Which one of the following is approximately 6 times thicker than water? 6 times thicker, approximately, than water. In alphabetical order, is it blood, mercury, motor oil, or snow? Approximately 6 times thicker than water. In alphabetical order, is it blood, mercury, motor oil, or snow? All right. And the last one of the round, politics. I like this category, but other people don't. Anyway, this isn't even our politics. This is somewhere else. Anyway, what is the name of the political wing of the IRA, which is the Irish Republican Army? Looking for the name of the political wing of the IRA, the Irish Republican Army. Political wing of the IRA, Irish Republican Army. All right, let's go back. I'll try not to move too quickly. Inventions. Gunpowder and paper. They were both invented in what country? Maybe China. Maybe China. You know, when in doubt, when it comes to inventions, go with China. They were first in a lot of inventions for sure. They did also invent soy sauce, but I took that out of this question. I don't want to make it too easy. All right. Science. Which one of the following is approximately 6 times thicker than water? Is it blood, mercury, motor oil, or snow? Blood, mercury, motor oil, or snow? That would be blood. Blood is 6 times thicker. Might even move this. I may make some adjustments so I'm looking more at the camera. Okay. And in politics, what is the name of the political wing of the IRA? The IRA is the Irish Republican Army. The political wing is Sinn Féin. It's pronounced Sinn Féin, spelled S-I-N-N-F-E-I-N. Sinn Féin. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Let's go with our halftime question. Now, again, the way this works is that you take this, you take 4 guesses, and for each one you get right, you know, you get some points. So this has 6 possible answers. Why not take 6 guesses for this, right? We're not being strict on the rules here. Okay, and first and last name, you may need to have that depending on. Well, you'll see. The category is U.S. presidents, okay? U.S. presidents. So, and I will give you a hint here. Name 4 of the 6 U.S. presidents who were born in a log cabin. Confirmed that at least everything we know, because there are some rumors around who this, that, and the other thing, but that we're confident with our sources. So name 4, or you know what, name 6. Name the 6 U.S. presidents who were born in a log cabin. The hint? Well, they're all 19th century presidents. Okay, I think that's not really much of a hint. You probably would have figured that out anyway. But all 19th century presidents. And this is where I'm going to take a little break. You'll have plenty of time to think about it. I really wish I can pull up the questions here and figure that out, but we'll do that in another time. So name name 6 U.S. presidents who were born in a log cabin. And you may need to think about first and last name, depending on, you know, like obviously George Bush isn't an answer, but just Bush wouldn't work if it's George H.W. or W. So good luck on that, guys. I'll be right back. I'm gonna take a 10-minute break. Gotta pee and feed the cats and everything. I will be right back. Alright, everybody, I'm back. During the break, well, two things occurred to me. One, I'm just dawned on me, I'm going to make a podcast. I'm going to create a podcast and do trivia on that. So you can do it while driving, during commercials, while cleaning, do it while homework. So that'll be fun, right? But during the break, I asked you, name the 6 U.S. presidents who were born in a log cabin, that were confident that they were actually born in a log cabin. I will tell you right now that Ulysses S. Grant, not born in a log cabin. Some websites say that, but I mean, we could probably accept that, but most likely no. Ulysses S. Grant was not. So who was, though? There were 6. Excuse me. You got Andrew Jackson, Zachary Taylor, Millard Fillmore, James Buchanan. James Buchanan was possibly our only gay president. I mean, he's not confirmed that way, but most people believe that. Abraham Lincoln, of course, and James Garfield. So born in a log cabin, the 6 presidents who were certainly, you got Andrew Jackson, Zachary Taylor, Millard Fillmore, James Buchanan, Abraham Lincoln, and James Garfield. Let's pull up some more questions for everybody. Yeah, Ulysses S. Grant. No. I'll accept Grant, I suppose, but okay. All right, categories now are going to be card games, Greek mythology, and baseball. All right, start with card games. In what card game are you supposed to shout out the name of the game when you get down to 1 card? In what card game are you supposed to shout out the name of the game when you get down to 1 card? And we got Greek mythology. In Greek mythology, what... Hold on. Check. Okay, yeah. In Greek mythology, what hunter fell in love with his own reflection? This is Greek mythology. What hunter fell in love with his own reflection? And we got baseball. What type of baseball pitch shares its name with a type of hamburger? A common type of hamburger, not some random whatever. What type of baseball pitch shares its name with a type of hamburger or cheeseburger? All right, card games. In what card game are you supposed to shout out the name of the game when you get down to 1 card? Uno. We're gonna go. By the way, we're gonna go on for like 10 more minutes. I need to head out and get a coffee. All right. Greek mythology. In Greek mythology, what hunter fell in love with his own reflection? Narcissus. Narcissus. Hence the word narcissist. And then we got baseball. What type of baseball pitch shares its name with a type of hamburger? Slider. That's a slider. Delicious hamburger. Okay. All right. Categories now are going to be advertising slogans, Apple products, like the technology company, not like, you know, Red Delicious. Apple products and song lyrics. Song lyrics. Okay. Sorry, advertising slogans. What company used the famous ad slogan, "What's in your wallet"? It says it's past tense, so I guess they don't use it anymore. Maybe they do, but certainly have used it. What company used the famous ad slogan, "What's in your wallet"? And then we got Apple products. What Apple product was introduced by Steve Jobs on this day in 2007 at a keynote address in San Francisco? It's an Apple product that was introduced by Steve Jobs on this day in 2007. Or no, it actually wasn't on this day. This is an older question. I'm sorry. In 2007, so it'd be January 9th, 2007. At a keynote address in San Francisco. 2007, I believe January 9th. What Apple product introduced by Steve Jobs, keynote address in San Fran. And we got song lyrics. We just need the song. We don't need the band or artist. What song has the following lyrics? The papers want to know whose shirt you wear. The papers want to know whose shirt you wear. Great song. What song is it? The papers want to know whose shirt you wear. All right. Advertising slogans. First one of the round. What company used the famous ad slogan, "What's in your wallet?" That'd be Capital One. Capital One. Apple products. What Apple product was introduced by Steve Jobs in 2007 at a keynote address in San Francisco? That'd be the iPhone. iPhone. Personally, I think Apple's overrated, but that's just my opinion. 2007 iPhone. January 9th, I believe. Okay. Then song lyrics. What song has the following lyrics? The papers want to know whose shirt you wear. Space Oddity. Space Oddity by David Bowie. All right. Let's go with categories are magazine honors. We got boxing history. Boxing history. And U.S. cities. Start with magazine honors. In 1968, 3 men were collectively named Man of the Year by Time magazine. What did these 3 men do as a profession? You don't have to name them, but in 1968, 3 men were collectively named Man of the Year by Time magazine. 1968. What did these 3 men do as a profession? Same profession for all 3. All right, boxing history. Who, first and last name, surprisingly knocked out Michael Moorer in November 1994 to become the oldest person ever to win the heavyweight boxing championship? I don't know if they still hold that record. I think they do. But who, surprisingly, I guess you could say, knocked out Michael Moorer in November 1994 to become the oldest person ever to win the heavyweight boxing championship? They were, I will tell you this right now, they were 45 years old, which is crazy. And then we got U.S. cities. In the U.S., if you wanted to travel from the city of Kalamazoo to the city of Walla Walla, you'd be traveling from which state to which state? In the United States, if you wanted to travel from the city of Kalamazoo to the city of Walla Walla, you'd be traveling from which state to which state? So from blank, so it'd be blank to blank is what you say. Okay. All right. First question of the round. Which one was it? It was magazine honors. So in 1968, 3 men were collectively named Man of the Year by Time magazine. What did these three men do as a profession? Astronauts. They were astronauts. Apollo 8. William Anders, Frank Borman, and Jim Lovell. Is it Lovell or Lovell? I think it's Lovell. I'm not a very smart person. That's why I ask the questions. I don't answer them. Okay. Boxing history. Who surprisingly knocked out Michael Moorer in November 1994 to become the oldest person ever to win the heavyweight boxing championship? They were 45 years old. 1994 November. George Foreman. George Foreman. Hell of a boxer. I think he beat Ali, actually. I know Frazier did. One of the best fights ever. Joe Frazier versus Ali. 74 or something like that. Great fight. But George Foreman. Okay. And then if in U.S. cities in the U.S., if you wanted to travel from the city of Kalamazoo to the city of Walla Walla, you'd be traveling from which state to which state? You'd be traveling from Michigan, Kalamazoo, Michigan, to Washington, Walla Walla, Washington. Okay. Let's do a tiebreaker. This is one of those questions where it's like it's kind of impossible to know, but whoever gets closest is the winner. All right, closest answer. You ready? Category is pearls. How much did the biggest pearl on record weigh? It was discovered in 2006, but not publicly displayed until 2016. So 10 years until it was actually put on display. Give it to me in pounds if you could. Well, if you're in Europe, you know, whatever you want to use is fine. We can convert it. But how much did the biggest pearl on record weigh? It was discovered in 2006, but took 10 years to put it on public display. How much did it weigh? You could do kilograms or pounds. I actually have the conversion here. Biggest pearl on record weighed 74.8 pounds. That is insane. That is 34 kilograms, apparently. It was oddly shaped. It was 1 foot wide and 2.2 feet long. So 74.8 pounds, basically 75, and 34 kilograms. All right, let's get in a little bit more before I head out. Let me know what you guys think about this, by the way. This is my first episode of doing a trivia. I just realized I should be doing a podcast as well. I'm definitely going to look into that. But let me know in the comments what you think. Are the questions too hard, too easy? Do you want less questions about the U.S. Or whatever, or what categories you like? Definitely let me know, you guys, because I'm not sure if people are going to like this. But if they do, I'm definitely going to make it better. Okay. All right, let's see here. Category is bass players, the Chipmunks, and Spider-Man. Bass players, the Chipmunks, and Spider-Man. This is a lighthearted round right here. Okay. Bass players. Before his death, Sid Vicious was the bass player for what punk band? This is before his death. Very young. Crazy story there. You guys should look into that if you don't know. But anyway, before his death, Sid Vicious was the bass player for what punk band? One of the worst bass players ever, but that's okay. It's punk music. You don't need to be good. That's the whole point. All right, Sid Vicious, bass player for whom? Chipmunks. Which one of the Chipmunks often wears a red hoodie with his initial on the front? Looking for the name, not the initial. Which one of the Chipmunks often wears a red hoodie with his initial on the front? And then we got Spider-Man. What job do we first see Peter Parker doing at the beginning of the 2004 film Spider-Man 2? That was Sam Raimi, right? Anyway, what job do we first see Peter Parker doing at the beginning? Obviously at the beginning, it's first see of the 2004 film Spider-Man 2. Okay, give you a little second to think about those 3 questions. Okay. Bass players. Before his death, Sid Vicious was the bass player for what punk band? The Sex Pistols. Sid Vicious, possibly a murderer. We don't know about that yet, or never will probably. But yeah, tragic. Okay, Chipmunks. Which one of the Chipmunks often wears a red hoodie with his initial on the front? And that is Alvin. Yes, Alvin. Okay. Last one in the round, Spider-Man. What job do we first see Peter Parker doing at the beginning of the 2004 film Spider-Man 2? Well, he's a pizza delivery guy. Yes, highly contentious scene. Having Spider-Man freaking deliver pizzas. Pizza delivery. Okay. All right, next category. We got subways. Not like the crappy restaurants, but actual subways. We have science. And diplomatic relations. A little diplomacy. Always try diplomacy. Okay. All right, subways. In 1863, January 10th, I think, the world's first subway opened in what city? 1863, January 10th. The world's first subway opened in what city? Obviously not the crappy sub place, but transportation-wise. What city? First subway in the world. Okay. 1863 too, that's crazy. Anyway, science. In humans, which layer of the skin contains the pigment melanin? In humans, which layer of the skin contains the pigment melanin? Layer of the skin. Okay, last one around diplomatic relations. Again on January 10th, 1984. What country re-established diplomatic relations with the Vatican after a 117-year break? It's 1984, January 10th. What country re-established diplomatic relations with the Vatican after a 117-year break? So that's 1867 was the last time, if my quick math checks out. Okay. This will be the last round, and then I need to go get some coffee. All right. Subways, January 10th, 1863. The world's first subway opened in what city? 1863. First subway. What city? London. That would be London. Science. In humans, which layer of the skin contains the pigment melanin? Melanin's a pigment. It's contained in which layer of the skin in humans? Epidermis. Epidermis. Maybe we'll do one more round after this. Diplomatic relations, January 10th again, 1984. What country re-established diplomatic relations with the Vatican after a 117-year break? United States. United States, actually. All right, let's do a couple more. Category, we got Founding Fathers for America. I'll try not to say so America-centric. I'll work on that. Founding Fathers. Then we got the NFL. And the American Music Awards. American Music Awards. You know, this is all like America questions. I'm sorry. All right. Founding Fathers. First and last name. What founding father wrote Common Sense? Which was published, again, that was January 10th, 1776. Which founding father, first and last name, published or wrote? It's called Common Sense. And it was published in January 10th, 1776. We got the NFL. In 2004, Deion Sanders came out of retirement to play 2 more seasons in the NFL. For what team? Yeah, it's 2004. Deion Sanders came out of retirement in 2004 to play 2 more seasons in the NFL. For what team? It's the same team for both those seasons. Okay. And then the AMAs. First and last name, what late music icon holds the record for the most wins at the AMA, American Music Awards, with 26, which includes one for Artist of the Century. It's a late music icon that holds the record for the most wins at the AMA. 26 wins, in fact, which includes one for Artist of the Century. Let you guys mull that over for a second. Okay. First question around, Founding Fathers. What founding father, we're talking about for the U.S., wrote Common Sense, which was published January 10th, 1776? Thomas Paine. Thomas Paine. Spelling doesn't count. It is A-I-N-E. P-A-I-N-E. But that's okay. NFL in 2004. Deion Sanders came out of retirement to play 2 more seasons in the NFL. For what team? He played for the Ravens, actually. Baltimore Ravens. Last question of the night. American Music Awards. What late music icon holds the record for the most wins at the AMA? 26. Which includes one for Artist of the Century. That would be Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. Right. 10, 17. So I think... Okay. Well, thank you guys for checking in. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe and all that. But, you know, if you're into this, definitely let me know. I am going to continue it for a little while. And if nobody pays attention or cares, maybe I'll just go back to playing Let's Plays on video games. Or I'm thinking, too, let me know what you think, is that possibly implementing trivia during, like, loading screens or something. I don't know if that's going to be weird for people, but we'll see. I'm also going to start a podcast, so that look out for that. I'll let you know in future videos where you can find that, because I think that'd be pretty cool. Listen to that while you're driving and stuff. I think that'd be pretty cool. Okay, but thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. I'm going to be back online tonight for sure. It's almost 9 o'clock Eastern Standard right now. But, so I'm not quite sure, probably a couple hours, maybe even less than that. Probably going to be playing MLB The Show. Although I'm tempted to bust out some more trivia. I ain't going to lie. I'm having fun with it. And I hope you guys are too. So, thank you so much. Let me know what you think. And